Hello guys, what is up? Domino here, doing some more Skyrim gameplay. And in this case, I actually was talking for quite a long time, but it turns out that none of my microphone was being recorded for whatever reason. Apparently you have to plug this thing in for it to work, and I was not aware of that, and so we're gonna have to do kind of like a me commenting on what's going on, talking about some stuff that I feel like talking about news of the day, what's going on, and the dealio and whatnot. So, buckle up, because it's going to get exciting. First off, this is the quest that I'm doing, the White Phial. Um, Apparently it's a quest, and it's actually a pretty funny ending, and I'm gonna wait till you guys get to it before I point it out. But there's actually a pretty funny ending to this, in which I may or may not lose my cool and go a little crazy. So it's pretty cool. Anywho, what was I gonna talk about? I was gonna talk about some channel news, some channel updates. What's going on with my channel? If you haven't noticed, or if you are not subscribed, and I hope that you are, you can know that I have done 16 episodes of a full playthrough of Diablo 3. The Witch Doctor, actually. I was playing the Witch Doctor and pretty much played through the whole game. It took me about over 2.5 hours, I think. Maybe a little less, give or take. But for your viewing pleasure, I have chopped it up into 16 episodes. So I hope that you guys go check it out. And I have made an effort to put little links at the end of every video so you can click on to the next episode if you are so inclined, or you can just watch them a la carte. Either way, you're gonna get a whole lot of me umming and erring through Diablo 3, and I'm pretty excited because Diablo 3 is getting closer and closer. If you guys are checking the calendar, it's the 19th today. I'm sorry, not the 20th. And the 15th of next month is when this game comes out. So, roughly speaking, you have a little under a month before the game actually comes out. I am not going to get mine on apparently release day because Amazon are being a bunch of a-holes and are not giving me release day shipping on the collector's edition. So I'm going to get mine on like the 17th. Is what they estimate. So, kind of sucks. But I love Amazon, so I'm not going to hate on these guys, considering how much I order from them. Let's see. Other news. I have completely ditched the NVIDIA 301. What the hell drivers were those? 301. Give me 1 second to look up these drivers so I can give you guys all a heads up on what not to use. 301.24. Okay, there are beta NVIDIA drivers, and I realize I'm talking about drivers again. I apologize, but I want to give kind of a shout out to my fellow M17X owners. If you guys are using the beta drivers, let me know if you're having any problems. I just had a blue screen trying to start up Skyrim, and I will probably be posting the error code in the forums, so if you are checking that out, let me know if you're also having problems, because I'm just having too many problems with these beta drivers. I can't deal with it anymore. I reverted back to the 296. Is it 296? I have trouble keeping track of all these freaking drivers. 296.10. Okay, so far these are the most stable drivers that I've found. They're an official release from NVIDIA, so check them out. And you saw how I killed that cat right there, that saber cat. That was kind of like vengeance for, if you guys have seen the previous couple videos that I did with Maroon's Razor, some tiger, some snow leopard jumps out of nowhere and kills me. Just and scares the Jesus out of me too. And it's pretty funny. Go check it out. But anywho, in other news, I believe that Guild Wars 2, if you guys are following this, Guild Wars 2 has announced that basically at the end of the month, I want to say, give me a sec here, because I want to get this right, because I want to make sure everybody knows when the official playthrough is. And I'm really psyched about it because apparently they're going to release information on where to download the Guild Wars 2 client for all the pre-purchasers, which is, let's see. Let's see what we got here. All right, yeah, they've got an official blog post up, and I will link this post in the description. The first beta weekend event is going to be from April 27th to April 29th. And any day now, they're going to be releasing information on where to get the client, where to get the get your download started, and all that cool stuff. I'm really psyched, and I also wanted to read you this because I promised you guys that I would get the verification, but let's see, the NDA. Now, for a lot of people, I don't think understood that the NDA is basically a non-disclosure agreement. Okay, so Guild Wars 2 is subject to a non-disclosure agreement if you're part of the beta. That means you can't talk about it, you can't post any gameplay, you can't even tell people that you're in it, you can't blah 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 blah. And if you do, they're gonna ban you, they're gonna ban your CD key, and maybe even sue you. So that being said, if I'm to believe the Guild Wars 2 Twitter, which is as official as it gets, they're saying that this beta weekend event is not subject to the NDA. It's not part of the non-disclosure agreement that they're making everybody sign. Now, what does this mean? I don't know. Does it mean that I can record a whole bunch of gameplay of Guild Wars 2 and put it up? I don't know. I'm going to find out more about that, but if I'm to believe what they're being told, if it's not bound under an NDA and they don't specifically say you can't talk about it, then I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. I think it's pretty obvious. I think it's pretty obvious who's going to be in the beta and who's not, because anybody that pre-purchased is supposedly in the beta. So
Yes, listener. How may I
I think the whole NDA thing is kind of silly. And furthermore, you know, while I'm on a rant here, I don't want to rant. I don't want to rant too much at you guys, but I think the whole NDA is kind of ridiculous for a game like this. And I think Diablo 3, Blizzard really got it right. Blizzard said basically from the get-go, you can talk about this, you can post it all over, tell everybody. And what they've done is they've kind of generated interest. They've kept the interest level up because people are talking about it and this and that. And Guild Wars 2 tends to go in waves. Like every time they announce something, people get excited, but then it kind of dies off because nobody's allowed to talk about it. And it's a shame because Guild Wars 2 is going to be an epic game. And that is all there is to it. And if you heard that little ding in the background, which you probably did, that is actually a stupid Alienware control panel that keeps crashing. I have a weird alien respawn thing that keeps starting up when I start my PC, and it loves to crash in the background. And it doesn't do anything. It doesn't affect anything, but it makes a dinging noise every time it does. So I'm working on trying to get that uninstalled. But oh, on Alienware news, that's what I wanted to rant about. What I want to talk about. Apparently, the new lineup of Alienwares are out. If you go to the Alienware site, you can see that they're now selling the R4s with the new next-gen 675M GeForce cards and the whatever the latest model of Radeon is, and the new, I think, is it Ivy Bridge processors or Sandy Bridge? I don't know. One of those E bridges. It's whatever the newer one is, and I don't know about the processor. Don't quote me on that. But I know that they're updating the specs on all the laptops, and they're also getting rid of the M11X. They still be selling it on the site, but apparently it's been leaked that they're going to phase it out. They're phasing out the M11X, which basically means that they're not going to make an R4 of the Alienware M11X, which is disappointing because the M11X is probably one of my favorite Alienwares to date. I mean, I would say my second favorite because I'm a huge fan of the M17X. I mean, the power of this thing is just amazing. I've never had a laptop like this that has, that can play all these games, and I don't have to, constantly be worrying about, oh, do I need to turn my shadows off, or do I need to go download an overclocking app to get my clock speeds up so I can actually play this at some reasonable level. That's kind of why I like the M17X over the M11X. The M11X needs a lot more babysitting, but I feel kind of bad because I didn't actually do a decent review of the M11X. I didn't actually sit down and review the thing because I was too busy playing with it. To be honest, for a year I've owned it, and over a year now, and I've absolutely loved it. It has caused me some problems. It's had some driver problems. It had some issues with overheating, but other than that, I didn't have a whole lot of serious issues with the laptop. It worked pretty much flawlessly. If you play it with stock settings, like you don't overclock or anything, the thing is stable as all get out. It's only when you overclock that you start getting into trouble. And unfortunately, they designed the system so that you basically need to be overclocked in order to play a lot of games on max settings or whatever. So, yeah. So I'm officially pouring a 40 out for my M11X brothers because it looks like if you want to get an ultra portable gaming notebook, you're going to have to go with either Asus or somebody else because I don't think Alienware was selling enough. I don't think Alienware was. I don't know. I don't know why they did it. I'm sure they didn't take it lightly. I'm sure they didn't come to the conclusion to get rid of an entire line of laptops. Just they woke up one day and said, "I don't think we want to do M11X anymore." I don't think they did that, but I can't even tell you why they did that. So, I will say this though. I will say this. A lot of people hate on Alienware. A lot of people hate on the brand and whatnot. And I can say from being honest here, I am probably halfway Alienware fanboy. Not completely, but I've just had a lot of luck with the computers. That's just me, and I like how they look, and I like the style of them. I like the lighting. I like Dell's warranty. Dell does a great job with the warranties. They are really good about doing repairs and whatnot, and I haven't had any real problems with them. I mean, a lot of people have all these horror stories about Alienware and how they don't like this and that and this and that, and they're overpriced and blah 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 blah. And yeah, they're more expensive. You are paying a premium to have all these custom lights on your laptop, but they make decent PCs. Okay, if you don't want to build your own, which don't get me started on that, but that is the response everybody says. Why don't you build your own PC? Why don't you go why don't you go buy the parts off Newegg or something? And I can tell you this right now, guys. If you don't know anything about me, when I was, I would say, younger, I don't remember how young, but I used to build my own PCs all the time. I used to have a desktop that I built and rebuilt and upgraded for years, for probably 6 years growing up. And I was always on top of all that thing. I could tell you what motherboard was, what the best motherboard was in desktop PCs, and I knew every single graphics card and which was best, and power supplies and whatnot. Nowadays, I find I just don't have the time or the interest to do that. I mean, I could build my own PC if I wanted to, but I'd rather just turn it on and play. Sorry, I'm a lazy guy. I'm the first to admit it. I'm a lazy guy. But a lot of people don't understand that and don't appreciate that. A lot of people want to put in that time and put together their rig and this and that. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong if you want to do that. But some people just don't want to waste all that time. And another thing that I wanted to talk about, the reason why I don't often build my own PCs anymore, is because when stuff goes wrong, like if memory goes bad and it takes something else, some other part with it, or the motherboard goes bad and it roaches a graphics card or something, you got to be on the phone with every single manufacturer trying to get your warranty service, and it's just a pain in the ass. And with Dell, you can basically call one number and have all your parts serviced. And for me, that's convenient. But I'm not gonna rant about that anymore. I don't judge anybody for the way they want to play their game. I mean, we're all gamers, okay? We're all gamers at the end of the day. That's all. That's what we want to do. And there's no point in hating on somebody else for how they choose to build their rig. But a lot of people do. A lot of people do. And I did kind of I did kind of talk about that, and I ranted about that in a previous video, a reply to Frugal Pete and my other Lumberjack, Frugal Pete and Lumberjack. They were kind of talking about how there's kind of this rampant elitism going on, especially in like the Call of Duty part of gaming, and a lot of people seem to forget that we're all just trying to have a good time here. We're not. They're treating it like it's some kind of race, like, you know, you're racing somebody else to get to the end. I mean, I guess so. I don't know. Some people get really serious about it, and I don't really understand it. But that's just me being kind of a casual gamer. I mean, I'm just trying to take the stress away when I play. Some people get all stressed out when they play. You know, they get online and they want to rage against people, and they want to rage against other people. They want to throw stones and all this and that. I don't get it. I don't understand. I mean, you're supposed to be relaxing when you do this stuff. I mean, if you're not relaxing when you're playing a game, I mean, you're kind of missing the point. And that is my rant about that. So here's the White Phial. I actually picked it up, and it's broken, of course. But you're gonna see the funny thing that kind of happens. And I didn't see this coming at all either. And I cleaned out this whole place of the ingredients. I don't know why, because I know I'm not going to actually get around to actually making a potion with them, but I'm just going to take them anyway. And my Charis eggs. Oh, Charis eggs. And there's the horrible NPC pathing. Look at that. They block you in and whatnot. This bugs the crap out of me. I'm starting to see. I've talked about this before, and I'm starting to see the pattern that is becoming Skyrim. You go on a quest, and there's a dungeon, and there's like a puzzle box, and you gotta flip switches to open areas, and there's usually an epic kind of a mini boss, I would say, like a bunch of littler bosses, and then kind of a big skeleton dude with a name, like he's usually named. And that's it. That's kind of like what Skyrim has kind of turned into. And I'm not complaining, but I'm starting to see the formula. Like, I'm starting to see the repetition of it, and I don't know. I don't know. I am going to try and do some more Skyrim gameplay off and on, but I think, to be quite honest, once these new games come out, I want to say Diablo 3, Guild Wars 2, and in a week I'm going to be doing The Walking Dead. You can pre-order The Walking Dead, the entire season, on Steam, and that's going to be freaking cool. I can't wait. I can't wait for that freaking game. It's supposedly some kind of click story game, like it's a story type thing, like a choose your own adventure. I don't know how to describe it, but it seems different, and I'm ready for kind of a change of pace. I'm not ready to quite jump into another typical trashy third person zombie game. I mean, I just got done playing Resident Evil Orc, and as much as I don't want to trash the game, it gets very repetitive. And once you played one third-person shooter game, you kind of played them all. And I'm kind of glad that The Walking Dead didn't go that route. I'm kind of glad that they went with a more story-based presentation, because that's really what it's about. I mean, if you've read the comics, you watch the TV series, that's what it's all about. It's a very story-driven series. Now this guy is a dick. Right here, if you're looking at him, Noralon, he is a dick, and he basically talks smack talk to me for about good 5 minutes. I doubt you have sufficient knowledge to harm the Phial, even if you wanted to. Nah. And this pissed me off. Like, this really pissed me off. I was like, 5 gold? Are you kidding me? So I beat the crap out of him. But he wouldn't die. Because apparently he's still needed. Still needed for something. Which is unfortunate, because this game does not let you kill everybody. But it made me laugh when I went downstairs and he stops me. And then he pays me on top of what I already got. Oh, man. The guy had it coming. But anyway, that's about the end of it. That's about the end of the quest. Thanks to everybody that's been subscribed and sticking with me and is giving me positive feedback and whatnot. I enjoy releasing videos, and I'm going to keep releasing as many videos as I can as time permits. Walking Dead, Diablo 3, Guild Wars 2, and probably some more in between all that. Oh, and I'm a wanted man now, too. But if you guys have any questions or comments for me, hit me up on Twitter, or leave me a comment, or send me a message, or whatever. I'm here, and I'm always looking for feedback, especially from you guys, because you guys are awesome. But as always, stay tuned for the next episode. I don't know quite what I'm going to be doing. Probably maybe another 1 or 2 episodes of Skyrim, and then maybe some Blacklight Retribution. I don't know. I actually have a video of Blacklight Retribution that is pretty cool. Capture the Flag, and I wanted to kind of talk about that too. And I'll be all over that. That's another game that's pretty cool, and you guys are really gonna enjoy, especially for a free-to-play game. And I'm gonna kind of talk about my thoughts about it, my experiences with it, and the Unreal Engine, and blah 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 blah. But anyway, thanks again, guys, and I'm gonna let you watch the rest of this, and that's gonna be it. Stay tuned for the next episode.